I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. Not interested in the duty-free liquor. Let's save the money for my gourmet tour. Smells from the food court across the floor, but I'm eating only gear from my local store. Getting a seat near the power outlet, next to someone eating a ramen set. I'm too cool to travel with that suitcase. I'm all about experiencing the new place. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. Strictly, 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 strictly. Like a pro, like a pro, like a pro for sure. I don't mind taking an expensive shower, because in travel hygiene means power. I carry my bag when I go to the loo and skip the queue for people taking a poop. A lady with a hot ass takes a stroll. Whoops, let's get serious like I swore. Don't be late getting to the boarding gate. Arrange a meeting with my Taipei mates. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. Strictly, 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 strictly. Like a pro, like a pro, like a pro for sure. Strangers talking, making me kinda neurotic. The guy just keeps going with stupid topics. Takeoff is delayed due to tarmac traffic. I edit my plan down to the specifics. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. Like a pro. Like a pro, like a pro, like a pro for sure. Hi, so this is my first attempt making a video of this kind, and I think it would be nice if I talk about the song instead of just playing the song and playing a remix of the song afterward like I have been doing. This song, Strictly Like a Pro, began with my writing the lyric survey at the airport, the Kansai International Airport, on my way from Osaka to Taipei back in February. And that's when I wrote this chorus part that goes, I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. I plan to go strictly like a pro. I think the chorus is pretty self-explanatory, so I put the chorus right at the beginning of the song, instead of setting up the background of the story with a verse like most songs do. So this is what makes this song kind of abnormal structurally. And then it goes to the first verse, which goes, not interested in the duty-free liquor. Let's save the money for my gourmet tour. Smells from the food court across the floor, but I'm eating only gear from a local store. Getting a seat near the power outlet, next to someone eating a ramen set. I'm too cool to travel with a suitcase. I'm all about experiencing the new place. On the seventh line, I say, I'm too cool to travel with a suitcase. And there's a little story behind this. I don't bring suitcase on any of my travel nowadays. I used to. I still have a suitcase. But nowadays, I live on my own, so I have nobody to count on in terms of taking me from home to the nearest train station. And you might think, what's the big deal? Well, the issue is, if I had a suitcase to travel, I would either have to take a cab from home to the station or take a bus connecting these two places. And I don't like taking cabs in Japan in general because they are a little too expensive from what I'm kind of used to. And taking a bus is also it's a bigger issue actually, because there are such few numbers of buses going in this area that it's kind of not feasible. You know, it's schedule-wise it's very strict, and I don't like that. So that means I bike from home to the station, like bicycle. That means no suitcase on my travel, and I just want to travel with a backpack. So that went into this verse. And then the chorus again, and then a little interlude, and then the second verse kicks in, which goes like this. I don't mind taking an expensive shower because in travel, hygiene means power. I carry my bag when I go to the loo and skip the queue for people taking a poop. A lady with a hot ass takes a stroll. Whoops, let's get serious like I swore. Don't be late getting to the boarding gate. Arrange a meeting with my Taipei mates. First of all, I just recently discovered there's a nice shower at Kansai International Airport, and that's, you know, more expensive than like showers in town. But I totally don't mind it. It's good. It's very good. It's very convenient. And fifth line proclaims, a lady with a hot ass takes a stroll. Don't you notice that at airports? Maybe it's just me. I tend to notice like hot asses whenever I'm at the airport. Also, about the boarding gate, you know, the seventh line goes, don't be late getting to the boarding gate. You know what happens when somebody fails to show up at the boarding gate at the designated time? Which would mean the person would miss the flight. You know what happens then? When they fail to show up and they also have the luggage checked in, then the airline has to not only cancel the flight, but also dig into the pile of the luggages to retrieve the baggage of the motherfucker. That would make like 15 minutes delay, you know, every time that happens. And that's a major nuisance, you know. And especially for a guy like me who kind of pledges not to bring a suitcase to my travels. It's like I'm super annoyed by that, you know. A, you're bringing a suitcase to your travel, and B, you don't show up. You know, it's like, third verse, stranger stalking, making me kinda neurotic. The guy just keeps talking with stupid topics. Takeoff is delayed due to tarmac traffic. I edit my plan down to the specifics. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, let me now also talk about the music. This is my first draft of the song. This is how it all began. Musically speaking, that is. Guitar, bass, electric piano, not interested, drums, the floor, parameting onigiris from a local store. Not interested in the duty-free liquor. Let's save the money for my gourmet tour. Smells from the food court across the floor. Parameting onigiris from a local store. The first verse, kind of recorded roughly. And so that was the like very first draft. The chord progression is D minor 7 to C major 7. That's from D minor to C. And then it shifts to this, F minor 7 to E flat major 7. So that's like a minor third shift upward. D minor, C, D minor, C, then F minor. F minor to E flat. F minor to E flat. That was the first draft. The second draft, as you can hear, the intro drum fill kind of got enhanced. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. Chorus spot recorded finally. I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home. Then I added this quarter instrument with a software instrument called Sculpture in Logic, and it sounds kind of cool. I mean, very cool in my opinion. And this kind of doubles the EP, doubles the electric piano that I already had in my first draft. So together it sounds like this. The electric piano part, this has been kind of, remodeled or refashioned. It used to be much simpler. It was like boom, 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 but now it's, it goes very high in the second hit. So, and then the original simpler quarter playing is now assigned to this new sound. So together, the synthesizer and the electric piano sounds like, the first like running up the scale is done with the synthesizer. I also added this part with another software instrument, with another synthesizer, and that's added to the chorus part, like this.
I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and face.
Muting the vocal here.
Like a pro. I'm at the airport to catch my flight.
So you can hear how this mechanical, fast arpeggios with the synthesizer is kind of making the music richer behind the vocals.
I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my selfie stick at home.
I just muted the fast arpeggio at the end. On the third draft, I did something with the electric piano on the second verse.
Don't mind taking an expensive shower, because in travel hygiene means power. I carry my bag when I go to...
This is very much like hand generated. I also gave the third chorus its own arrangement.
I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Let my selfie stick out.
What's new here is the hi-hat. And a very fast hi-hat. That was the hi-hat against the electric piano. Now this is hi-hat with the vocal.
I'm at the airport to catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. I'm at the airport to catch my flight.
And also what has been done here is that I split the quarter playing, dum, bum, bum, in two instruments. One is the electric piano and the other is the synthesizer. Then that was a synth. Electric piano, synthesizer, like that. It's going back and forth. Here comes the fourth draft. I added a new part, kinda. In my previous drafts, I had this very short section, like 4 bars section, right after the chorus. So it was like verse, chorus, and then 4 bars of interlude. Let's call this an interlude. On my fourth draft, I converted this very short interlude into an 8-bar interlude, which is more like proper. And this is how the part sounds like, how the section sounds like.
Strictly, strictly, strictly.
Let me do it again.
Strictly, 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 strictly. Like a pro, like a pro, like a pro, for sure.
That was the 8 bars. What that was 4 bars of the vocal, like rhythmic chanting kind of strictly, 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 strictly. Like a pro, like a pro, like a pro, for sure. And then followed by another 4 bars of instrumental section. This is done with 4 instruments. Firstly, the electric piano. Then the synthesizer that is kind of dubbing the electric piano with the chords in the other sections. So these two instruments put together. Then it's joined by... This is the synthesizer that's doing the fast arpeggio here that I mentioned earlier. In this interlude, it's doing this. It's dubbing the other two instruments. So all three put together is this. And I was kind of content with it, but then I decided to even dub it with the guitar. So the guitar alone sounds kind of like this. This is me fingering the stuff, so it's a little rough, but it sounds alright. And it's supported with the pad. Then I added the clap. This is right at the first chorus of the song.
I'm at the airport, catch my flight. Fresh seas on face. Stick at home. I plan to go straight.
This clap is mixed in very softly into the chorus, so it's very hard to distinguish when everything is played together.
I'm at the airport, catch my flight.
But on its own, it sounds like this. And this alone and the drums sounds like this. This alone with the vocal.
Catch my flight. Fresh scenes and faces in my sight. Left my feet stick at home.
Oh, I created an ending in this draft, which is, by the way, the last draft. Last draft before the actual arrangement.
Like a pro, like a pro, like a pro for sure.
That was the ending. What's unique here is the snare drums. With pitch bend. You know, you can hear it's going down with the pitch bend. And then it's also garnished with this Chinese cymbal. So those are what have been done for the draft 4. Draft 4 was right before the finished arrangement, so